C1. You are listening at FameTV.info. The autumn wind was bleak. It was also after dusk. Inside the Rising Sun Hall, the heating system was in perfect harmony. The emperor, Mu Qingchen, was dressed in a bright yellow dragon robe as he leaned against a soft couch. Yu Fei Su Wanner, who was in her embrace, had her clothes half off. A pair of jade-like hands wrapped around Mu Qingchen's neck, and her soft body was rubbing against Mu Qingchen. Her face was filled with love, and her voice was as gentle as water, captivating one's soul. Your Majesty, this servant wants. A lazy smile appeared on Mu Qingchen's handsome face. With an extremely gentle voice, he said, My beloved concubine, I'll give it to you. Luo Yi took off his clothes lightly, revealing his beautiful body. The extremely lecherous voice soon sounded in the room. In a corner of the hall, there was a completely different scene compared to the fiery heat of the soft couch. There was a thick layer of nails on the green brick floor. The nails had long been infiltrated by the blood, and blood was dripping down from the sky, moving up the blood. The Empress by Roalan's 4 naked limbs hung in the air in the shape of big words. At this moment, this #1 beauty of the great Yao nation did not have a single strand of good flesh left on her body. Her entire body had been tormented until it was badly mangled. Pain invaded her 4 tendons, 8 meridians, and 6 viscera. She seemed to be on the verge of death as she opened her eyes listlessly, looking in the direction of the soft couch. Due to the 4 limbs being fixed, she was unable to move. The love on the soft couch was exposed in front of her eyes, without any cover. She could only watch her favorite man run around the woman's body, his red lips slightly parted as he let out an intoxicating moan. The soft sounds and impacts were like sharp knives stabbing at her heart. It was even more excruciating than physical torture. Mu Qingchen, is this what you meant when you said, all one's life is over? Bai Rulan painfully closed her eyes, not wanting to see the embarrassing scene in front of her eyes. Although her eyesight couldn't see, the lecherous words still invaded her ears from all directions. Life is better than death. It was truly better to die than to live. She spat out a mouthful of blood and fainted due to the physical and mental torture. After an unknown amount of time, the lingering warmth on the soft couch gradually subsided. Mu Qingchen withdrew, put on his clothes and slowly walked over. He saw that Bai Ruolan's eyes were tightly shut, and the corner of her mouth was stained with blood. His voice carried a hint of coldness. Why are you unable to bear it so quickly? Splash her awake. Following Mu Qingchen's command, the 2 palace maids held a ladle of ice water each and poured it into a bucket on the ground, throwing it towards the hanging Bai Ruolan. The cold water pricked her skin, causing her to shiver and open her eyes. When she saw Mu Qingchen, her eyes filled with tears. Your Majesty, Lanner has been wrongly accused. Oh, Lanner has been wrongly accused. Unjustly accused. Only ruthlessness and indifference remained, and her voice was chilling to the bone. Bai Ruolan, if not for our people leaving in time, you would have already become a couple of happy lovers with the crippled Crown Prince Mu Qingye, right? It's not like that. Your Majesty, it's not like that. Lanner was knocked unconscious and thrown into a broken temple. Lanner has never seen anyone before. Lanner and Big Brother Yi are innocent. On the night before their wedding, she went to the temple to enjoy the fragrance of the incense and was knocked out and kidnapped. When she woke up, she was lying in a ruined temple in a barren mountain. She was immediately sent to the imperial palace, and after experiencing such a big fright, she thought that Mu Qingchen would comfort her a little. Unexpectedly, the Mu Qingchen who was usually gentle like water seemed to have become a completely different person. She was still insensible and was in so much pain that she wanted to die. However, Mu Qingchen saw that she didn't seem to have lost her virginity and didn't have the slightest trace of pity for her anymore. What a clean slate! Mu Qingchen's eyes flashed with anger. Since you're so innocent, then tell me, where did your gatekeeper go? Why didn't you become famous when I was with you? Lanner doesn't know. Lanner doesn't know. Bai Rulan looked at Mu Qingchen in despair. Your Majesty, Lanner's only man in this life is your Majesty. He. You're still talking nonsense even now, do you really think I'm a fool? That's right, esteemed Empress. Everyone says that men and women shouldn't get intimate with each other. You and the Crown Prince stayed together for 5 days and 5 nights in private. They say that only fools who kiss each other will believe it. Su Wanner stepped on her lotus steps and walked over with a smile. Besides, I heard that the Prime Minister personally admitted before the Empress that he wanted the Empress and Crown Prince to become a couple. The Empress and Crown Prince are famous geniuses and beautiful ladies of the Great Yao Kingdom. Hearing Su Wanner's words, Mu Qingqian's expression instantly darkened. The crippled Crown Prince Mu Qingye was elegant, and by Ruolan was known as the #1 beauty in the Great Yao country. He would never believe that there was no connection between the two of them. Su Wanner had already noticed the change in Mu Qingqian's mood and added on that mid-autumn night, I personally saw the crippled Crown Prince insert a pearl into the Empress's hair. Isn't the pearl flower in the Empress' hair now? Su Wanner, what nonsense are you spouting? Your Majesty, my father never said such a thing. As for the pearl flower, that's because the orchid pearl flower fell and was picked up by Big Brother Yi. Bai Rulan urgently wanted to explain, but Mu Qingqian wouldn't listen to her explanation that he actually still called Mu Qingye Big Brother Yi at this time. In the past, she had always called Mu Qingye Big Brother Yi. Now that Mu Qingye had become a stray dog, she even called him Big Brother Yi. The fire in Mu Qingqian's heart burned hotter and hotter. If she was really innocent, then the protective sand on her body wouldn't have disappeared, and when he touched her, it didn't even turn red. It was obvious that Bai Ruochen and Mu Qingye were really together. He shouted harshly, "Bitch! What do you have to say for yourself now?" Your Majesty! I really didn't betray you. I am truly wronged. Mu Qingqian sneered, since you have been wrongly accused, I shall give you a chance to prove your innocence. Tell me where Mu Qingye is and I will believe you once I catch him. I don't know. Your Majesty, I don't know where Mu Qingye is. Bai Ruolan shook her head. That day, she was knocked out and snatched away by someone, and when she woke up, she was saved by someone from Mu Qingqian. From the start until now, she hadn't seen Mu Qingye, so how could she know his whereabouts? You actually protected him. Bai Ruolan, since you insist on not realizing it, don't blame me. Ruthlessness flashed past Mu Qingqian's eyes. Use torture. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.